Hey, Cancerian folk out there. Welcome to your weekly forecast for February 13th through the 19th. This is going to be for the Cancerian Collective, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up here for the collective in the week ahead. And just be open to whatever messages may come in at this time. We're going to move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card coming up here for the collective is the Justice card. This is a Major Arcana card. Major Arcana cards are going to come up anytime this is a significant new chapter in our life, a turning point, a crossroads. The things that we're dealing with is directly connected to things we came here to master, to accomplish, to learn. So that being said, they're really big energies. Typically, they're not going to get wrapped up in 7 days, but there could be things happening in the next 7 days that is setting this time into motion for you. Now, if you have a Libra placement, there could be big changes, big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra that might be a very significant soulmate in your current situation. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be. It doesn't have to be. But there could be a significant soul connection with a Libra sun, moon rising, or Venus. Now, aside from the astrology of Libra, being a possible energy coming in here, the Justice card is very much about it can have to do with contracts. There could be contracts coming into a situation. So there could be a significant contract that you're having to consider and review. You may be offered something, but you're like, reading the fine print. You're looking at the terms and conditions, and you may be negotiating as a result. But there could be a significant offer coming your way. This could also be making a really big decision that's going to require for you to balance the head and the heart, right? You might feel like, man, every time I listen to my head, I'm miserable. Every time I listen to my heart, I get burned. I get bit in the butt, right? And so the Justice card is saying you're going to make the right decision by following your heart, but bringing your brain along, bringing the logic into it. Okay, this is what my heart wants, but how can we set ourselves up in a way that we can approach this logically, that we can approach this in a practical way so it's actually going to work out? So there could be a really big decision some of you are having to make that's going to be causing you to have to bring the heart and the mind to work together. The next card coming up here for you all is the High Priestess. Now we have Major Arcana cards coming in back to back. So for me in my readings, when Major Arcana cards come in back to back, that tells me there's really big changes, really big shifts happening in a short period of time. And so there could be a bit of an emotional roller coaster that comes in with that. We might get really stressed about these decisions as they're coming in, or we might feel overwhelmed by how quickly things are changing or moving forward. The High Priestess can indicate some of you may be dealing with a Pisces or a Taurus. If you have Pisces or Taurus placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or those areas of your life where you're having to make some big decisions or receiving some kind of significant offer. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Taurus. It's a significant soulmate in a situation. Now, the High Priestess for me in my readings also comes in with a high level of attracting, like a high level of charisma. When somebody is in High Priestess energy, even if they haven't changed anything about themselves outwardly or visibly, their energy is vibrating so high that they're attracting a lot of people and a lot of situations and a lot of opportunities their way. So you may be having several things at once coming your way, and you may have to balance these things, right? Like how much attention you're giving to these things, or which ones you're going to accept and which ones you're going to turn down. There could be a lot of things coming your way. Could be a lot of different people pursuing you, a lot of different opportunities. It could be all of the above. But the thing that we need to learn when we're in high priestess energy is that not everybody who wants us gets to have us. Because sometimes the people that are wanting to be with us or wanting to work with us are really just kind of wanting to parasitically feed off of our energy. They see us as so bright. They see us as so inspirational. They see us as so just wonderful to be around that they just kind of want to feed off that energy. And it can feel really amazing in the beginning, but over time it begins to deplete us and exhaust us. So there could be a situation here for some of you where you're deciding like who you're cutting off, who you're holding on to, who you're moving forward with, who you're leaving behind. Some of you may already be feeling that depletion, in terms of uh what is feeding you and what is starving you. uh very very deep message, but I feel that you're going to be really sensitive to energy, and you're going to be picking up on that. Does this feel good to me, or is this exhausting me? You may even be noticing, like, you might, be going to a certain place, and you're like, oh gosh, it's completely totally dimming my light, dimming my shine. Just the closer I get to arriving, the more sad I feel, or the more tired I feel. Or you see somebody's name pop up on your phone, that like an incoming phone call or an incoming text message, and you're like, oh, you just kind of like cringe. Like, you're beginning to realize all the people, places, and things that are leaving you feeling exhausted, that are draining you. That's how I feel these two cards coming in together. The next card coming up here for you all, oh, holy cannoli, is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords can be some kind of like a battle royale, okay? It can be a little thing that gets really blasted out of proportion. Like, it's a little thing that escalates very quickly and becomes a big deal, to the extent where bridges are being burned. Now, some of you might say, I am all for it. I am ready to burn some bridges. If I'm burning bridges, it's because somebody passed me the matches. Like, some of you are all for it. And if you're all for it, great, wonderful, go for it. You do you. But you know your situation, right? And so if you think, oh gosh, I would really later on feel bad about it, um I would later on really like regret burning that bridge, then maybe this is a situation where you're gonna have to speak up, even though maybe like, oh, it's not that bad, or it'll get better. If you keep ignoring it and letting it slide, letting it slide, there's gonna be some kind of blowout here, and it can be so big to where like bridges are being burned. So speak up in the moment before you're fed up, before you're exhausted of the situation. Don't let yourself get to that point of anger. If it's a work situation, some of you are trying to uh you know to stick something out in a difficult work environment or work situation, and you're telling yourself, just a little bit more, just a little bit longer, it'll get better, it's not so bad. You might find that something happens where you just like, I can't take it anymore, that's it, that's the last straw, and you just get up and you quit, like without notice, without having another job lined up. You don't want to put yourself in that kind of a situation. You don't want to put yourself under that kind of stress if you don't have, money saved up to hold you over till you find something else, or if you don't have somebody that can, cover your expenses while you're looking for another job. You don't want to let things get that bad. You don't want to let yourself be in that situation. So start looking now. Update that resume and start applying. You keep telling yourself, oh, it's not that bad, or just a little bit longer, or I don't want them to win, I'm going to stick this out. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, because something is escalating and you don't want to wait till you get to that breaking point. Okay? Start taking the steps now so that you can just, transition on to the next thing without stress, without chaos, without drama. The next card coming up here for you all is another major arcana card. So this is a really big week for you all in terms of epiphanies, revelations, energy shifting, things clearing, breaking past life agreements, breaking old patterns or cycles. When I have major arcana cards coming in back to back, or a lot of major arcana cards coming into a situation, you are clearing away old karma. Okay, you're going through a really significant ascension, and you're getting rid of everything that no longer serves you. Now with the Lovers card here, this could be in matters of love for some of you. Some of you are maybe choosing between a Libra and a Pisces or Taurus. And this could be a choice or decision in terms of relationships. Could be a Gemini coming into the situation. Maybe you're choosing between a Libra, Taurus, Pisces, or Gemini coming into the mix here. If you have Gemini placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. Now, with the Lovers card, some of you have heard me say this before. When the tarot was first put together, the Lovers card was not called the Lovers. Some decks called it the Choice, some decks called it the Decision, some decks called it the Sacrifice, because it's really about figuring out what we want. Do I want this or do I want that? And if I want this, how much am I willing to do to get it? How much is too much? And so there could be things in terms of boundaries coming into play here, where you're kind of looking at a situation and you can say, well, sure, I'm loyal, sure, I'm committed, sure, I'm gonna, give it my all. But you might also think, okay, what do I need to receive in return to be able to do that, or to want to do that? So some of you may be looking at the give and take in your life. What am I giving? What am I getting back? Is it worthwhile? Do I really want this? Okay, if I want this, I'm going to have to sacrifice this other thing. Is it worth making that sacrifice for this other thing? So you have some big choices and big decisions ahead. And it's going to come down to what you're getting out of the situation, how much you're having to do for it, and what you're having to give up. And you having to weigh the pros and cons of which is more important to you, which is more fulfilling to you. Some of you are really going to be restructuring your entire priorities. You might really, really be looking at your priorities, and your priorities may be shifting significantly and very suddenly at this time. Like, you're just waking up one day and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't important to me anymore. This other thing I didn't care about before, that's important to me. That's coming to number one of my priorities. So things are changing, things are shifting, things are moving around for you in terms of like what's important to you, what you value, what you want most. I feel like you're restructuring. You're restructuring your life. That's what it feels like to me. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Sometimes your other placements might resonate more than your sun sign. There's a link in the description of the video that will take you to the other videos on the channel, so you can find those videos easily. You can see the other weekly forecast. You can check out the love readings for February. You can check out the 2023 forecasts. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, now is a good time to do so, because I've extended the sale that I recently announced. There was such an overwhelming response to that that I'm going to continue it for a bit longer. So the sale is explained in the description of the video. I have the sale prices versus the regular prices. And if you want to schedule a private reading with me, all you need to do is click on the link in the description. It will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my darlings.